So I say my musical sound is definitely just wavy, melodic. I don't want to say rap, but that's tough. It's tough to put it in a box, but I try to follow like 3 parameters. And shout out TLC for this because they got an album called Crazy, Sexy, Cool. And as long as my music fit into one of those categories, I'm like, okay, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make stuff that is crazy, sexy, cool. I feel like that's my actual personality and how I try to live my life, but then also infusing my personal experiences into the music. And, also just trying to, every song isn't going to be substantial to where you put in, this education or this knowledge into it. Sometimes people just want to tee up, but I do try to like put the medicine in the pudding to where it's like I'm at least saying something that may resonate with somebody every single time I create. So that's like my little secret sauce is like those 3 categories and the medicine in the pudding. So I say when I'm writing music, because I do consider myself a bigger writer than anything, because I do a lot of things. I produce, I engineer, all that stuff. But writing is like my bread and butter, and it's the thing that I worked on the most. Because, I feel like a lot of that came from isolation. When I moved back to Chicago, I kind of had to reinvent myself because I was playing baseball for so long, and I wasn't really like a musician. People didn't know me as that, from the city or whatever. So I had to rebuild my persona and just who I was and my identity to myself. So I spent a lot of time I remember I took my TV out my room, I gave my Xbox to my little brother, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to just put a speaker, and I'm going to treat this almost like a jail cell, and I'm going to just be in here laying down my thoughts, writing my thoughts as much as I can. And that same room eventually transformed into like me getting studio equipment and then teaching myself how to use the studio equipment, teaching myself how to mix my vocals, how to process my vocals, how to mix my songs. And that eventually turned into my whole EP, you know what I'm saying? And it was almost like a gym in a sense to where I was able to just kind of really test out so many different methods of creation. So it was like when I came into, once I felt confident in my writing ability and I started recording myself more, I eventually phased out my physical writing and like just writing down. And I seen the Black Album documentary by Jay-Z. I seen Lil Wayne in the Beverly Wilshire Hotel when he was vlogging back in the day recording. And I'm like, these niggas do not write anything down. And I'm like, everything they say is so organic, it's so authentic, and it's like you feel everything they're saying versus somebody trying to read it off of a paper or read it off their notes. And I was like, okay, I need to achieve that. I tried it, it was ass. And I kept going. And eventually it got better and everything kind of merged together. So, it was just me like being a student of repetition and being a student of trial and error and just knowing that I'm going to fail and I'm going to fail fast, but one day I'm not going to fail. And eventually it kind of leveled out. And it was like, okay, this is something I could work with. And then other people started seeing that, and it kind of came together. Next musical pieces that you can expect from me, the next offerings that you can expect from me are a mixtape called Synthetic that we're working on. That's pretty much done. It's getting mixed and mastered. That was a really fun project because this was the first project I was really able to collaborate with people who I respected in the city. We got my homie Sonny on there who's making a name for himself. And then we also got some like my homie Kamara, she never even recorded or like made music before, and I was like, yo, let me write this part for you and you just sing it. And then she came in and killed it on this one song that we got called Your Friends, My Friends. So it's so much like authenticity and so much like pure creative energy in this project specifically. And then I also handled like a lot of the branding myself, and I was able to really kind of flex my muscles from my advertising skills and put them into this. So, just building out that whole ecosystem of Synthetic and kind of laying down the brand's foundation and the brand's guidelines was a very eye-opening experience for me because it showed me how in tune I was with myself and my, persona and my brand that I've been trying to develop over the past 6 years. So, Synthetic is going to be real special. It's like it's not synthetic meaning fake, but it's synthetic meaning incredible, unreal. Like, I can't even believe this is happening. So, it's your boy Drew the Kid, Drew the K Triple ID, and you're checking out 24/7 HH.